Okay, first of all, I haven't even started the video, right? I'm setting up. And look what I just did. I shattered my light that I used to film with. And now I don't have a light to film with. And I kind of want to cry. Hey guys, it's Vanessa and I'm back with another video. I don't want to change my intro. I feel like that's like too generic. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know, but like I'm starting summer school because I think I already explained this. I failed math, so I have to do summer school. And I'm starting next week. Yeah, I'm starting July 5th. Wow. So I thought in the spirit of school, why not tell one of my stories about school? This is a story time if you couldn't tell by the title of the video. So yeah. And I thought of this story that happened last year. It's probably the most scared I've been at school, like getting in trouble wise, I guess. So I'm gonna tell that story. This is the time I got sent to the principal's office for playing Ouija board at school. I'm so stupid. This all happened a year ago. I was in 8th grade. Whoa, actually, wow. I'm just realizing that like it was kind of like 2 years ago because I'm about to start a new school year, so like wow. Okay, well I was in 8th grade and the new Ouija movie just came out and everyone was like really like fascinated with it. This new movie came out that everyone saw and everyone wanted to try it. I remember later that weekend, like we slept over at my friend's house. It was like 4 or 5 girls and we all slept over after watching the Ouija movie. We were like, hey, let's see if it works. We looked it up and we found out you can make a Ouija board out of like basically anything. But we had a pizza box and a shot glass. If you don't know what a Ouija board is, it like has the alphabet on it kinda and then numbers and it has yes and no and like goodbye and whatever. And you like move around like this planchette, I think that's what it's called. And you move it around and it like, you talk to spirits I guess, and it like moves it around and spells things out or says yes or no, things like that. Being the dumb teenagers, we weren't even really teenagers, we were like barely teenagers, we were like, hey, let's take our pizza box, let's take our shot glass, let's make a Ouija board and let's play it really late at night. So at 3 in the morning, everyone in our house is asleep, we're all wide awake, and we turned off the lights. We sat in like the corner of her room, like behind her bed. We put candles lit all around us because like we thought that would keep us safe, and we had a Bible next to us and everything. We started playing. I was the only one out of everyone not playing because I mean, I don't know about you, but I really don't feel like having demons all up in my business, so I wasn't all the way down for that. But I was watching and I remember like I had a blanket over my head and I was shaking, like I was so scared, and it was working. It was really creepy. Like it was saying information that like nobody in the group would have known, so it's like how could, and like what? So we were so like infatuated with this Ouija board and we played it for like the next like 3 days at her house, or like 2 days. Why did I say 3 days? We weren't there for 3 days. It was like we played it that night and then we played it the next morning. Then, you know, school rolls around, the weekend's over, and we were like, hey, wouldn't it be so cool if we like played it at lunch and like got the school like haunted or whatever? Like, wow. We made one at school out of like just a piece of paper and we used a quarter. It was at lunch. It was just in the middle of lunch. Everyone was around. Like it was public. I remember a yard supervisor was sitting there watching us do it. We're really stupid. We start playing and it's moving around a little bit, but it's whatever. The bell rings, we, you know, pack up, we continue to go on through our classes, continue our day, and then we make a plan that after school we're all gonna meet up behind the building and play it again. It's like this building at my school that supposedly somebody died in. Not sure if it's real. We did look it up and it said that happened, but you know, I'm not gonna put that out there if it's not true. But so apparently someone got like stabbed or whatever in this building at my old school. Like, let's go to that building and play there. I don't know why. We weren't like on the actual building or like in it, we were like kind of near it. it was not a good idea. We're all sitting there. It's like a bigger group of people this time, and we're all sitting there in a circle with this piece of paper, Ouija board, and a quarter. This time only like maybe 3 people were playing, and like everyone was just around watching. I was not playing. I have never personally played. Like, I've watched people do it and I've sat right next to them as they've played it, but I've never personally played myself. I'm sitting there, we're all sitting in a circle watching, and like as our 3 friends are playing, and we hear whistles and running and yelling, and everyone starts freaking out. Like, we don't know what it is, you know. We're like, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, this is either like a bunch of students, like kids coming after us, yard supervisors, this could be the police, like I don't know what this is. So everyone just, you know, what else do? You hear people running towards you screaming, you pick up your bags and you start running. So we all like picked up our stuff, we started running like down across the field because we were like near the PE field, and like these 2 supervisors run out of the buildings and they're like, stop, stop, they're like screaming at us, blowing their whistles, whatever, trying to chase us. And so we stopped because we're like, okay, so this is just the supervisors, like it's nothing, like we were just afraid, that's why we were running. But once we saw who it was, we were like, okay, whatever. And they're like, what are you kids doing, blah 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 blah. And we're like, nothing, we're not doing anything, we're just sitting here, like what do you think we're doing, you know? And she's like, no, seriously, what are you kids doing back here, like this looks suspicious, whatever. She's like screaming at us, and my friend's like, what do you think we're doing? And my other friend was like, oh, she probably thinks we're doing drugs or whatever, because we didn't even know that they knew we were playing Ouija board, and we didn't think it was a big deal because we played like at lunch. So we were just assuming like they probably think we're doing drugs or doing something bad back here, and that's why they're freaking out. Then there's another yard duty with her, a dude, and he's like, I saw them playing Ouija board at lunch. And we were like, oh. But we were like, why did he wait till now to say something, you know? Like, he could have said it when he watched us play it at lunch, but he waited for us to like get caught. Like, what if we didn't get caught? What if we decided not to go behind the building and do that? Like, what if we just all went home after school? Then he would have just let a bunch of kids get away with playing Ouija board at lunch. Like, why did he wait to say something? You know what I mean? So I was just like, you're what? Like, what? And the yard supervisor's like, really? Like, they were? And the dude was like, yeah, like I saw them playing. Like, I bet you guys that's what you're doing right now. And we were just like, okay, whatever. So they're like, let's go to the office, and they like escort us to the office. And I'm kind of like freaking out because I don't get in trouble really that much, like especially at school. I never really get in trouble, and I have gotten in trouble like with teachers occasionally, but never bad enough where like I was sent to the office or like escorted to the office, and I was like, what's about to happen? You know, are they gonna call my parents because then I'm gonna be screwed? Are they gonna like suspend me? Like, and then I was like, I wasn't really even doing anything, I was just watching, so like what's gonna happen to me? I was really scared. We went up to the office, and like we sat down with the not the vice principal, yeah, that's what they're called, right? The vice principal? Yeah, I was thinking like vice president. Yeah, the vice principal. So because the principal wasn't there, so we were sitting with the vice principal, like me and this group of like this big group of kids. He's like, okay, why are you here? Because it's like we got out of school around 2:30, 2:40, something like that, and it was like 4 o'clock. And she's like, okay, like why aren't you going home? Like, why are you guys in the office? What did you do? We were like, oh, we didn't do anything at all, like whatever. And she's like, okay, well I know you did something, like why would they send you up here? So then one of my friends was like, okay, we were like playing Ouija board, blah blah blah. And she was like, oh, whatever. Like she didn't even care. She was like, yeah, that movie just came out, like all the kids are like playing it now because that movie just came out. Just like, okay, so like are we in trouble? And she was like, whatever, just like go home, don't do it again, blah blah blah. And she just let us go. And the yard supervisors were sitting there, like they were so cool. They were like, we just caught a bunch of kids, wow, we're so bad, we're so cool, wow. Like they thought they were ballers. They thought they were ballers for catching us. They're just like, we walked out like nothing happened, and they're like, they looked confused, like okay, the kids just walked out like 2 seconds after we sent them in. That felt cool. Like, hey, we didn't get caught. You thought we'd get caught. You thought you were so cool, but you weren't, and I need to stop snapping. So then after I like walked down to my mom's car, because like she waits like kind of near like the school, but not like at the school because it's too crowded. And she's like, why were you taking so long, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, you know, I was just like staying after school doing some extra classwork, whatever, extra credit. And she was like, okay, like, I just got away with it. I don't think she'd be mad if she knew, but like at the same time, my mom is crazy and I don't want to risk it. So that's my whole story of getting caught playing Ouija board at school. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest anyone do that. Was not English. I don't think anybody should do that. So if you're watching this, please don't do that ever. Don't do anything stupid. I don't really know what I was thinking. It was like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I got a lot more stories where that came from. My 8th grade year, I was such a troublemaker. Oh my god. Like, it wasn't even like at school, like just outside of school, like even I was just a mess. But it was fun, I'll tell you that. Hope you guys enjoyed my little story time. And I don't know what day my posting date is going to be, but I think I'm going to post Wednesdays again because Wednesday was just like, it was easier for me to stay consistent when I was posting on Wednesdays. Probably going to post every Wednesday, or at least if I don't post every week, I'm still going to post on a Wednesday when I do post, you know. I try to do every week for, you know, a long time, forever, hopefully. Hope you guys enjoyed. I love every single one of you. And my dad just got home from the grocery store. So I'm gonna go now. And I'll see you next week with another video. Okay, bye. Oh, it's recording?